Indigenous creatives from across the country gathered together for LA Skins Fest, a film festival that celebrates up-and-coming Native American talent. One writer chasing her Hollywood dream is Kristen Calderon. She's a member of the San Pasqual Band of Mission Indians. Her half Kumeyaay and half Ahashman background inspires much of her writing.
My heritage is very important to me. It's something that my father really instilled in us when we were young, so I grew up with that my whole life. So for me, we don't see enough stories in the cinema, on TV, so my thought is to write strong female Indigenous characters.
Kristen lives with her husband and two daughters on the San Pasqual Reservation in San Diego. She works as an operations coordinator for the reservation's casino. But in her free time, Kristen is writing scripts and brainstorming her next film idea. When drafting her storylines, Kristen feels it's crucial that her screenplays honor her people, display their traditions, and educate others about the issues they face.
We have different problems within our communities. We have disenrollments. We have people that are being forced to wait for enrollment. There's moratoriums. We have to battle with drug use, alcohol abuse, and those are things we can overcome if we keep on telling our stories and helping our people.
Kristen's most recent project is a short film called Destiny's Lines.
I don't get why the school system is so upset about this. I mean, it's not fair. It isn't hurting anybody.
No, it isn't, but people are afraid of what they don't understand.
At the kickoff celebration for the festival, Kristen caught up with many of her fellow Indigenous creatives, including writer Benjamin Flores, a member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa and a Shimshan descendant. Although Benjamin has strong ties to his Indigenous roots, his upbringing was vastly different from Kristen's, as he never lived within a Native community.
Like many Native Americans, in fact, most Native Americans today, I didn't grow up in my tribal homelands. Most people who are Indigenous in America grew up elsewhere. So you might kind of broadly call us urban natives. And for me, that informs characters that I write, Indigenous characters that I write, because I'm interested in people who are trying to find a place in their life, in their community, in their family, in many different ways, both with respect to their ethnic identity or identity of their nation.
Benjamin is part of a small percentage of Indigenous people who have been able to get a foot in the door in Hollywood. Earlier this year, he was hired as a staff writer for the Starz series The Hunting Wives. However, halfway through writing the show, the WGA went on strike, bringing Benjamin's work to a halt. When a deal was finally struck between the WGA and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, Benjamin says there were some big wins for writers from underrepresented groups.
Minimum number of people working in writer's room, that creates more opportunities for early career writers, and guaranteed work through production. And like any industry, those issues disproportionately affect writers of color, queer writers, women writers.
A recent report from USC revealed that across 1,600 of the top-earning films from 2007 to 2022, less than 1/4% of all speaking roles went to Native American actors. Ian Skarodin is the founder of LA Skins Fest and the director of strategy for Native American Media Alliance. As a member of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, he has dedicated much of his life to ensuring Indigenous creatives have more opportunities in the entertainment and film industries, where Indigenous people are greatly underrepresented.
We as an organization, in a community that doesn't have the same representation in diversity, equity, and inclusion on a corporate level, we're always competing for that investment. And it's always difficult because we are not only competing with other diverse communities, but we're competing with other people who claim to be Indigenous.
Despite the many challenges still ahead for Native writers like Kristen and Benjamin, both believe that their journeys will help pave a path to success for younger Indigenous generations to come.
If we can keep telling our stories of what we go through today in modern times, people will know that we're still here. We have these amazing stories to tell. We have amazing artists. And if we can showcase that, it'll maybe inspire other people to want to follow their path and their goals to write or direct or, whatever art form they choose.